Welcome, seekers of wisdom. Today we are set to embark on a profound exploration of an emotion that holds the potential to disrupt and dismantle our lives. Anger. This raw and powerful feeling, when left unchecked, can become a destructive force, unraveling the very fabric of our existence. In this journey, we will dissect the ways in which anger can wreak havoc upon our lives and unveil how the ancient philosophy of Stoicism provides us with profound tools to overcome and master this tumultuous emotion. Anger in its unrestrained state is akin to a tempest that sweeps across the landscape of our lives. It begins as a spark, ignited by a perceived injustice or frustration, and can quickly escalate into a raging inferno if not controlled. When we allow anger to dominate, it consumes our thoughts and actions, leading to impulsive decisions and destructive behaviors. This unchecked rage erodes our relationships, tarnishes our professional reputation, and ultimately distorts our sense of self, leaving us in a state of emotional disarray. At its core, anger often stems from unmet expectations or a sense of powerlessness. This emotion distorts our perception, causing us to view situations through a lens of injustice and hostility. The immediate reaction to anger is often a drive to retaliate or seek vengeance, which further entrenches us in a cycle of conflict and dissatisfaction. We find ourselves embroiled in arguments and disputes that escalate beyond their original scope, leaving us to grapple with the fallout of our unchecked emotions. In the face of such turmoil, the teachings of Stoicism offer a beacon of hope. Stoicism, a philosophy that emphasizes rationality and self-control, provides us with a framework to understand and manage our anger. The Stoic approach encourages us to recognize that while we cannot always control external events, we can exercise mastery over our responses. By shifting our focus from the external triggers of anger to our internal reactions, we can gain a more balanced and measured perspective. Stoic thinkers such as Marcus Aurelius and Seneca offer timeless wisdom on dealing with anger. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, reminds us that anger often arises from our unrealistic expectations of others and the world. By aligning our expectations with the nature of reality, we can mitigate the intensity of our emotional responses. Seneca, in his writings, advocates for the practice of self-reflection and mindfulness, urging us to examine our emotions and their origins. Through these practices, we can cultivate a sense of inner calm and resilience. The practical application of Stoic principles involves several key techniques that help us manage and transform our anger. One such technique is the practice of journaling, which allows us to process and reflect upon our emotions in a structured manner. Meditation and contemplative exercises further enhance our ability to detach from immediate emotional reactions and approach situations with clarity and composure. By integrating these practices into our daily lives, we build a foundation of emotional stability and wisdom. Number 1. Anger clouds judgment. Anger, when it seizes us, has a profound ability to obscure our judgment, distorting our capacity for rational thought and sound decision-making. This emotional storm overwhelms our cognitive faculties, making it difficult to see beyond the immediate surge of irritation or rage. As the Roman Stoic philosopher Seneca astutely observed, anger, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it. This insight highlights a crucial paradox. The harm we inflict upon ourselves through uncontrolled anger often surpasses the harm caused by the initial offense that triggered our rage. The essence of anger lies in its ability to hijack our reasoning processes. When we are engulfed by anger, our minds become clouded, and our ability to think clearly is compromised. The intense emotional charge can lead us to act impulsively, driven more by the immediate desire to retaliate or vent frustration than by thoughtful consideration of the situation. In such states, our actions are often rash and poorly judged, veering away from wisdom and rationality. This impulsiveness can result in decisions that not only fail to address the original issue, but also create additional complications and conflicts. Seneca's warning underscores the importance of managing our emotional responses to preserve our rationality. By allowing anger to dictate our actions, we risk making choices that are not aligned with our true values or long-term objectives. This is because anger, in its essence, distorts our perception, making us react based on emotion rather than logic. In essence, anger shifts our focus from constructive problem-solving to destructive retaliation, moving us further from resolution and understanding. To counteract the destructive influence of anger, it is essential to cultivate a practice of self-control. Self-control involves a deliberate effort to pause and reflect before responding to provocations. This pause allows us to distance ourselves from the immediate emotional surge, giving us the opportunity to assess the situation more calmly and rationally. By integrating this practice into our daily lives, we can mitigate the adverse effects of anger and make decisions that are more measured and aligned with our core principles. Developing self-control requires ongoing effort and mindfulness. Techniques such as deep breathing, meditation, or taking a brief respite from the situation can be invaluable tools in regaining composure. These practices help to create a space between the initial emotional reaction and our subsequent actions, allowing us to respond with greater clarity and purpose. In essence, mastering self-control means learning to navigate our emotions without letting them overpower our judgment. Seneca's wisdom serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of maintaining equilibrium in the face of provocations. By adhering to this Stoic principle, we not only improve our decision-making but also enhance our personal growth and resilience. Our responses become more reflective of our true values and goals, rather than being dictated by fleeting emotions. Number 2. Anger breeds regret. Anger is a powerful and disruptive force that can lead us to actions and words we deeply regret. When we allow ourselves to be overtaken by rage, our capacity for rational thought diminishes, and our behavior becomes erratic. The heat of the moment often blinds us to the consequences of our actions, leading to decisions that we later wish we could undo. This emotional upheaval can leave a trail of damage not only to our relationships, but also to our own sense of self. The aftermath of such actions is often a profound sense of remorse as we grapple with the harm caused and the realization that our actions were not aligned with our true values. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, provides valuable insight into the nature of anger and its impact on our lives. He states, "Any person capable of angering you becomes your master." This observation reveals a critical truth about the dynamics of anger. When we let ourselves be provoked, we cede control over our responses to those who trigger our emotions. In essence, by allowing anger to take over, we surrender our personal agency and autonomy, allowing external forces to dictate our behavior and influence our inner peace. The consequences of letting anger dictate our actions can be far-reaching and destructive. In the throes of anger, we might act in ways that are contrary to our usual principles, damaging our relationships and tarnishing our reputation. This loss of control not only affects how others perceive us, but also undermines our own sense of integrity. The impulsive decisions made in anger often clash with our long-term interests, leading to a cycle of regret and self-reproach. To counteract the detrimental effects of anger, it is essential to cultivate fortitude and self-discipline. Fortitude involves developing the inner strength to remain calm and composed, even when provoked. By maintaining our emotional equilibrium, we preserve our freedom to choose how we respond to challenges, rather than being driven by uncontrolled emotions. This approach allows us to navigate difficult situations with a clear mind and a steady hand, avoiding the rash decisions that anger can provoke. Cultivating self-control in the face of anger is not merely about suppressing our feelings, but about actively choosing a path of reason and restraint. This Stoic practice emphasizes the importance of maintaining inner peace and clarity, regardless of external provocations. By prioritizing our internal stability, we guard against the impulsive reactions that can lead to regret and ensure that our actions remain aligned with our values and principles. In moments of intense anger, it can be immensely beneficial to pause and reflect before reacting. This brief period of reflection allows us to regain our composure and assess the situation with a more balanced perspective. By stepping back, we can make more considered decisions and avoid the regret that often follows hasty, emotion-driven actions. This pause can be a powerful tool in preserving our integrity and ensuring that our responses are measured and appropriate. Number 3. Anger destroys relationships. Unchecked anger acts as a subtle but potent force that undermines the stability and harmony within our relationships. When we allow ourselves to be consumed by anger, the impact is far-reaching, affecting not only the immediate situation but also our long-term connections with friends, family, and colleagues. In the throes of anger, we become blind to the potential fallout, often speaking and acting in ways that create irreparable damage. This emotional outburst, driven by momentary frustration or irritation, can sever the ties we have spent years nurturing, leaving us grappling with the consequences of our actions long after the anger has subsided. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king of ancient Rome, offers a profound perspective on this issue with his observation. How much more grievous are the consequences of anger than the causes of it? Aurelius highlights a crucial insight into the nature of anger. Its effects are often far more severe and enduring than the initial triggers that provoke it. This timeless wisdom serves as a reminder that the destruction wrought by our uncontrolled tempers can far exceed the minor provocations that ignited our ire. By reflecting on Aurelius' words, we gain a clearer understanding of the true cost of allowing anger to govern our behavior. To mitigate the damage caused by anger, it is essential to develop and practice empathy. Empathy involves more than just recognizing the feelings of others. It requires us to genuinely understand their perspectives and emotional states. By putting ourselves in the shoes of those we interact with, we can respond to conflicts with greater sensitivity and compassion. This empathetic approach helps to de-escalate tensions and repair the frayed edges of our relationships, promoting a sense of mutual respect and understanding that can bridge even the widest gaps caused by discord. Understanding is another critical component in addressing the root causes of our anger. Often, anger is not just about the immediate issue but also about underlying concerns that may be unresolved. By taking the time to analyze the deeper reasons behind our emotions, we can approach conflicts with a more constructive mindset. This involves looking beyond surface-level disagreements and exploring the fundamental issues that contribute to our frustration. Addressing these underlying problems can lead to more meaningful solutions and prevent the recurrence of similar issues in the future. In addition to empathy and understanding, cultivating patience and self-control plays a crucial role in managing anger effectively. When faced with a situation that triggers our anger, pausing before responding can be a powerful tool. This moment of reflection allows us to choose a more measured and thoughtful response, rather than reacting impulsively. Such restraint not only helps to diffuse immediate tensions, but also demonstrates respect for the other party's perspective, which can strengthen the foundation of our relationships. Number 4. Anger consumes energy. Anger, with its consuming ferocity, acts as a relentless beast that drains our energy and exhausts us. This formidable emotion, when left unchecked, doesn't just disturb our peace of mind, but aggressively siphons off our vitality. Each burst of anger is like a tempest that sweeps through our inner landscape, leaving us feeling emotionally drained and physically depleted. The relentless intensity of anger disrupts our equilibrium and clouds our ability to think clearly, leaving us in a state of fatigue and confusion. The Stoics offer a profound insight into managing this destructive force. They advocate for the preservation of our inner strength, urging us to channel our energy into endeavors that truly matter rather than squandering it on transient emotions. According to Stoic philosophy, our inner resources are finite, and it is crucial to direct them towards pursuits that align with our values and long-term goals. Anger, being an energy-draining emotion, detracts from our capacity to focus on what genuinely contributes to our well-being and personal growth. To embrace tranquility, as the Stoics recommend, is to reclaim our energy from the clutches of anger. This process involves cultivating a serene state of mind where we can observe our emotions without being overwhelmed by them. By doing so, we stop the cycle of energy depletion and instead harness our strength for more meaningful and productive activities. Tranquility is not merely the absence of anger. It is a proactive state of calmness that allows us to engage with life's challenges and opportunities in a balanced and constructive manner. When we achieve a state of tranquility, we redirect our energy towards activities that foster growth and fulfillment. Instead of being consumed by anger, we focus on actions that align with our values and long-term objectives. This redirection of energy enables us to pursue goals that are not only personally satisfying, but also contribute to our overall well-being. By investing our efforts in meaningful pursuits, we enhance our sense of purpose and satisfaction in life. Moreover, maintaining tranquility allows us to approach challenges with clarity and resilience. When anger does not cloud our judgment, we can analyze situations more objectively and devise effective solutions. This clarity of thought strengthens our ability to face obstacles with a calm and collected demeanor, increasing our chances of overcoming difficulties without being derailed by emotional upheaval. The benefits of tranquility extend beyond our personal experience. They positively influence our interactions with others. A calm and composed demeanor can have a soothing effect on those around us, diffusing tension and fostering more harmonious relationships. By preserving our energy and focusing on constructive actions, we contribute to a more positive and supportive environment, enhancing our social interactions and overall relational dynamics. Number 5. Anger feeds resentment. Anger, if left unchecked, evolves into a more damaging and persistent emotional state known as resentment. This progression is not merely an abstract concept, but a tangible phenomenon that significantly impacts our mental and emotional health. Initially, anger might be a fleeting response to a specific situation or person, but when it is not addressed and allowed to simmer, it slowly transforms into a deeper, more corrosive feeling. Resentment begins to take hold, infecting our thoughts and emotions with its toxic presence, much like a slowly spreading poison that erodes from within. Seneca, the renowned Stoic philosopher, provides a profound insight into this process. He who nurtures anger nurtures pain. This statement encapsulates the essence of how anger, when allowed to linger, evolves into a more profound and debilitating form of suffering. Anger by itself is a powerful emotion, but its true danger lies in its potential to morph into resentment. Resentment is not just a feeling of bitterness, but a chronic condition that can continuously inflict harm on our emotional state and relationships. It is a form of emotional pollution that clouds our judgment and sours our interactions with others. To combat the corrosive effects of resentment, it is essential to adopt practices of forgiveness and emotional release. Forgiveness, in this context, is not about excusing or justifying wrongdoings, but about liberating ourselves from the emotional prison created by unresolved anger. When we hold on to anger and let it turn into resentment, we effectively chain ourselves to our past grievances. This emotional baggage weighs heavily on our minds, restricting our ability to move forward and live fully in the present. Forgiveness acts as a key that unlocks these chains, allowing us to break free from the cycle of pain and resentment. Releasing the burdens of the past is a vital step toward achieving emotional freedom and personal growth. The weight of past grievances can be incredibly heavy, influencing our thoughts, decisions, and interactions with others. This emotional burden often manifests in heightened stress, persistent anxiety, and strained relationships. By choosing to release these past burdens, we create space for new positive experiences and interactions. This act of letting go is not an abandonment of our experiences, but a conscious decision to prioritize our well-being over the persistent grip of past hurts. The benefits of releasing anger and practicing forgiveness extend beyond personal peace. When we engage in these practices, we actively contribute to healthier relationships and a more harmonious environment. Holding on to anger and resentment often leads to conflicts and misunderstandings with others. In contrast, forgiveness fosters empathy and understanding, paving the way for more constructive and supportive interactions. This shift in attitude can enhance both personal and professional relationships, promoting a more positive and collaborative atmosphere. Number 6. Anger undermines health. Anger is more than just a fleeting emotion. It has a profound impact on our physical health that should not be underestimated. When we succumb to anger, we expose ourselves to a cascade of detrimental effects. Stress levels soar and hypertension often follows, creating a breeding ground for a myriad of health issues. This isn't just an abstract concept, it's a physical reality supported by scientific research. The body reacts to anger by releasing stress hormones like cortisol, which over time can lead to chronic health problems such as cardiovascular diseases and weakened immune responses. The ancient Stoics recognized this connection between emotional turmoil and physical health. They believed that to live a balanced and fulfilling life, one must achieve harmony between mind and body. In their view, allowing anger to dominate is akin to disrupting this delicate equilibrium. The Stoic practice of mindfulness, coupled with rigorous self-control, serves as a buffer against such emotional excesses. By remaining mindful of our reactions and consciously choosing restraint, we safeguard not only our mental peace but also our physical well-being. Imagine anger as a storm that wreaks havoc on a calm sea. Just as the storm stirs the waters, anger disrupts the tranquility of our minds and bodies. The Stoics advocate for cultivating inner calm as a means of maintaining this equilibrium. By embracing practices such as meditation, reflective journaling, and philosophical contemplation, we can weather the storms of anger more effectively. This not only preserves our mental stability but also protects our physical health from the corrosive effects of prolonged stress. Self-control is another cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, serving as a countermeasure to the destructive force of anger. The ability to pause and reflect before reacting allows us to choose a more measured response. This deliberate approach helps to mitigate the immediate and long-term health impacts of anger. In moments of intense emotion, practicing this restraint can prevent the physiological damage that accompanies outbursts and chronic anger. Moreover, the Stoic approach encourages us to view challenges and provocations through a lens of acceptance and rationality. By recognizing that we cannot control external events but can control our responses, we empower ourselves to remain centered. This mindset shift reduces the likelihood of anger taking hold and, consequently, minimizes its adverse health effects. The Stoics' emphasis on accepting what we cannot change and focusing on our own reactions promotes a healthier, more resilient approach to life. In the grand scheme of things, the Stoic teachings on anger and health offer a compelling case for adopting a mindful and controlled way of living. The pursuit of balance and harmony is not merely a philosophical ideal, but a practical strategy for maintaining both mental and physical well-being. By embracing these Stoic principles, we not only enhance our emotional resilience, but also protect ourselves from the tangible health risks associated with unchecked anger. Number 7. Anger obstructs growth. Personal growth is a journey that requires a calm and reflective mind. When anger takes hold, it clouds our judgment and hinders our ability to learn and evolve. Anger, with its intense and disruptive nature, stifles our capacity for introspection and rational thought, which are essential for self-improvement. The tumultuous energy of anger can create mental and emotional turmoil, making it challenging to focus on the positive steps needed for personal development. Epictetus, a renowned Stoic philosopher, provides invaluable guidance on this matter. He advises, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." This profound statement underscores the importance of recognizing and accepting the limits of our control. We can only influence our own actions, thoughts, and responses, not the external events or the behavior of others. By directing our efforts toward what lies within our control, we foster a more tranquil and productive mindset that is conducive to growth. Anger often stems from our frustration over circumstances beyond our control. When we react with anger to situations we cannot change, we waste precious emotional and mental resources. This reaction not only disrupts our inner peace, but also diverts our energy away from constructive pursuits. Instead of succumbing to anger, we should strive to cultivate acceptance and understanding. This shift in perspective allows us to approach life's challenges with greater resilience and composure, turning obstacles into opportunities for growth. To achieve true personal growth, we must learn to let go of our anger and embrace a mindset of acceptance. This does not mean passive resignation or complacency, but rather a strategic focus on what truly matters, our inner development and well-being. By concentrating on our growth and not on external provocations, we can transcend the limitations imposed by anger and unlock our full potential. This requires a conscious effort to reframe our thoughts and reactions, emphasizing positive and constructive responses over destructive emotions. Reflection plays a crucial role in this transformative process. Taking time to meditate on our experiences and emotions helps us identify the roots of our anger and address them constructively. Reflective practices such as journaling or mindfulness meditation enable us to observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment. This self-awareness is essential for mitigating the immediate effects of anger and for understanding the deeper triggers that provoke such intense reactions. By regularly engaging in reflective practices, we build emotional intelligence and enhance our ability to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. As we cultivate this habit of reflection and acceptance, we become better equipped to handle life's adversities with grace and wisdom. Personal growth is a continuous process that requires dedication and self-discipline. By eliminating anger from our lives, we create a fertile ground for lasting improvement and fulfillment. This ongoing commitment to self-improvement helps us develop a stronger, more resilient character, capable of withstanding the inevitable challenges and setbacks that life presents. Number 8. Anger invites vengeance. Anger is one of the most powerful and primal emotions we experience. It often arises when we feel wronged, disrespected, or harmed by others. This surge of emotion can drive us to seek retribution, to right the perceived wrongs through acts of vengeance. Yet, as compelling and seemingly justified as anger may feel in the moment, it often leads to a destructive and endless cycle of violence and suffering. When we allow anger to dictate our actions, we not only inflict harm on others but also cause significant damage to ourselves. The energy we invest in anger and vengeance traps us in a state of bitterness and resentment, eroding our peace of mind and clouding our judgment. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, offered profound wisdom on managing anger and vengeance. He counseled, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." This simple yet powerful advice challenges us to rise above our base instincts and respond to harm with a higher level of virtue. Rather than mirroring the harmful actions of those who have wronged us, we should strive to embody qualities that reflect our true values and principles, such as compassion, wisdom, and integrity. Rising above our initial impulses to seek revenge is no easy feat. It requires immense strength and discipline to control our emotions and choose a more virtuous path. However, by refusing to engage in retaliation, we break the chains of vengeance that bind us. This act of self-control frees us from the toxic grip of anger, allowing us to regain clarity and peace of mind. It enables us to let go of past grievances and focus on our growth and well-being. Embracing compassion and wisdom in the face of injury transforms us in profound ways. Compassion allows us to see the humanity in others, even those who have harmed us. It helps us understand that people often act out of their pain, ignorance, or fear. By responding with compassion, we choose to address the root causes of harm rather than perpetuating it. Wisdom, on the other hand, guides us to act in ways that align with our highest selves and long-term values. It reminds us that true strength lies not in revenge but in forgiveness and understanding. The cycle of vengeance is a trap that ensnares many, but it is not inescapable. By consciously deciding to be unlike those who harm us, we set ourselves on a path of personal growth and moral integrity. This decision requires us to cultivate inner strength and resilience. It challenges us to remain steadfast in our commitment to higher values, even when faced with provocation or harm. By doing so, we protect our well-being and contribute to a more just and harmonious world. Living according to Stoic principles enables us to develop resilience and fortitude. We learn to face life's challenges with grace and composure, rather than being swayed by the destructive force of anger. This resilience allows us to maintain our integrity and peace of mind in adversity. It also inspires others to rise above their base instincts and act with virtue and compassion. Number 9. Anger distorts reality. Anger is a powerful and often blinding emotion that distorts our perception of reality. When consumed by anger, our minds become clouded, and our ability to see situations clearly and rationally diminishes. This distortion can lead us to perceive threats, insults, and enemies where none exist, creating conflicts and misunderstandings that could have been avoided. Anger is like a fog that obscures our vision, making it difficult to navigate through life's challenges with clarity and wisdom. The ancient Stoic philosopher Seneca offers a timeless piece of advice. The greatest remedy for anger is delay. This profound statement underscores the importance of taking a moment to pause and reflect before reacting to a situation that has provoked anger. By delaying our response, we can allow our emotions to settle, giving our rational mind the opportunity to regain control. This deliberate pause is not a sign of weakness, but rather a demonstration of strength and self-discipline. When we encounter a situation that triggers our anger, our immediate reaction is often driven by intense and raw emotions. This can lead us to say or do things that we might later regret. In the heat of the moment, our anger can magnify perceived slights and injustices, making them appear far more significant than they actually are. By taking a step back and allowing ourselves a moment of delay, we can gain a more accurate perspective on the situation. This helps us to respond with measured reason rather than blind fury, preventing the escalation of conflicts and the damage to relationships. Reflecting on the situation during this pause allows us to see it more objectively. Anger tends to create a tunnel vision, focusing our attention solely on the perceived wrong and blocking out any mitigating factors or alternative viewpoints. By delaying our response, we can broaden our perspective and consider the situation from different angles. This reflective process enables us to recognize that our initial perception may be skewed by our emotional state, and it helps us to respond in a more balanced and thoughtful manner. Moreover, this period of reflection can also help us uncover the underlying causes of our anger. Often, our anger is a surface reaction to deeper issues such as fear, insecurity, frustration, or unmet needs. By taking the time to reflect, we can identify these root causes and address them more effectively. This self-awareness is crucial for managing our emotions and promoting personal growth. Understanding the true source of our anger allows us to deal with it in a more constructive way, leading to greater emotional resilience and inner peace. Practicing delay and reflection can also have a profound impact on our relationships. When we react to anger impulsively, we often say and do things that hurt others and damage trust and intimacy. These actions can create rifts that are difficult to repair. By pausing before responding, we can choose our words and actions more carefully, fostering better communication and understanding. Number 10. Anger erodes inner peace. Anger is often seen as a powerful emotion, one that can drive action and assert dominance. However, in the realm of Stoicism, anger is viewed quite differently. It is considered a destructive force, one that erodes the very foundation of inner peace. The Stoics believed that tranquility is the highest state of being, a serene condition where the mind remains undisturbed by external chaos and internal turmoil. To achieve this coveted state of tranquility, we must learn to let go of anger. This isn't a simple task. Anger can be deeply ingrained, often sparked by perceived injustices or personal affronts. Yet, the Stoics argue that holding on to anger is akin to drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. Instead, we should strive to respond with calmness and composure, recognizing that our reaction to events is within our control, even if the events themselves are not. Epictetus, one of the most revered Stoic philosophers, emphasized the importance of self-mastery in achieving freedom from negative emotions. He famously stated, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This profound insight highlights the Stoic belief that true freedom comes from within. It is not granted by external circumstances but is a result of inner discipline and emotional regulation. Mastering our emotions, particularly anger, requires diligent practice and self-awareness. It involves recognizing the triggers that lead to anger and consciously choosing a different response. This might mean taking a deep breath, stepping away from a heated situation, or reframing our thoughts to view the matter from a different perspective. By doing so, we not only prevent anger from taking hold, but also cultivate a sense of serenity that is unshakable. The journey to inner peace is a continuous one, requiring constant effort and mindfulness. It is about making small, incremental changes in how we perceive and react to the world around us. Each time we choose serenity over anger, we strengthen our ability to maintain tranquility, even in the face of adversity. This doesn't mean suppressing our emotions or pretending that negative feelings don't exist, but rather it means acknowledging them and choosing not to let them dictate our actions. In the Stoic view, embracing serenity over anger is not just about personal well-being. It also has a broader impact on our relationships and society. When we approach conflicts with a calm and composed demeanor, we are more likely to resolve them constructively. Our actions become guided by reason and virtue rather than impulsive emotions, leading to more harmonious interactions and a more peaceful world. Ultimately, the Stoic path to inner peace is about reclaiming our power over our emotions. By letting go of anger and embracing serenity, we align ourselves with the highest ideals of Stoic philosophy. We become masters of ourselves, attaining the unshakable peace that is the hallmark of a truly Stoic life. In conclusion, we must recognize the destructive power of anger and strive to transcend it. Anger, when left unchecked, has the potential to wreak havoc not only on our personal well-being, but also on our relationships and society at large. It blinds us, leading to rash decisions and actions that we often regret. Understanding this, the Stoics emphasize the importance of mastering our emotions to achieve true inner peace. Through the timeless teachings of Stoic philosophers such as Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius, we gain invaluable insights into the nature of anger and the ways to overcome it. Seneca, in his writings, implored us to reflect on the futility of anger and to practice forgiveness and understanding. Epictetus reminded us that we have control over our reactions and that by changing our perceptions, we can change our reality. Marcus Aurelius, in his meditations, urged us to maintain our composure and to focus on what is within our control. True strength, as the Stoics teach, lies not in the forcefulness of our responses, but in our ability to remain calm and composed in the face of adversity. Self-control and fortitude are the hallmarks of a resilient mind. By cultivating these qualities, we can navigate life's challenges with grace and dignity, making thoughtful decisions rather than impulsive ones driven by anger. Let us walk this path of Stoicism together, drawing on its wisdom to cultivate inner peace and resilience. As we practice mindfulness and self-reflection, we become more aware of our triggers and learn to manage our emotional responses effectively. This journey requires patience and persistence, but the rewards are profound, a life marked by tranquility and strength. By transforming ourselves, we also have the power to transform the world around us. Our calm demeanor and rational approach can influence others positively, creating a ripple effect that promotes harmony and understanding in our communities. In a world often dominated by conflict and discord, our commitment to Stoic principles can be a beacon of hope and change. Stay vigilant, stay strong, and remember, we are the masters of our fate. Every moment offers us a choice, to succumb to anger or to rise above it. By choosing the latter, we take control of our destiny and set an example for others to follow. Together, let us embrace the teachings of the Stoics and strive for a life of purpose, peace, and resilience.